Now that we know Vice President Dick Cheney and Senator Barack Obama are distant cousins, the New York Post decided to check into the genealogy of President Bush, and his family tree has people talking. Early Show national correspondent Tracy Smith has the story of George W. Bush's many relations.
My honor to bring to you the 41st president, a great dad, George H.W. Bush.
We all know his father, but what about his cousins? Check out this family tree, done with research by Ancestry.com.
What would you say if I told you he's related to all of those people?
That you're wrong.
Oh, no, I'm not. Let me take you through this, branch by branch.
The 101st Airborne Division, air assault.
Vice President Dick Cheney, the man who's only a heartbeat away from the presidency, is actually a blood relation. He's President Bush's ninth cousin once removed. Cheney's cousin Barack Obama is also Bush's 11th cousin and the ninth cousin of Brad Pitt. But we're only just getting started. President Lincoln was President Bush's 7th cousin 5 times removed, and Bush shared more than just a ballot with John Kerry. That's right, they're ninth cousins twice removed.
Really? What do you think of that?
Yeah, they have the same chin.
There's also royalty in the Bush bloodline. Princess Diana was Bush's 11th cousin twice removed. And then there's this bombshell.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Sure, she may have been singing to JFK, but what about GWB? He is, after all, her ninth cousin 3 times removed.
Oh, maybe it's the eyebrows. I think the eyebrows.
They have the same eyebrows.
He's also related to Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, even Pocahontas, and Vlad the Impaler. Trace the family tree far enough, and you get Madonna, Celine Dion, and Tom Hanks.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
After all, genealogy can sometimes be like a box of chocolates. You never know who you're going to get. For The Early Show, Tracy Smith. No relation to George Bush that I know of. CBS News, New York.
And of course, Barack Obama has said he doesn't think he and Cheney are kissing cousins, but Brad Pitt says if it's true, he's in great company.
Hi, this is Brian French, and welcome to our channel that looks at genealogical research. And here we are at Ancestry.com, and what you may have seen previously is the CBS News relationship of the Bush family. And one of the things that I suggest that people look at is in your genealogy research, see if you're related to a president. So that is something that I did, and I was able to track genealogy, and I'm going to share with you a little bit of my discovery. And one of the things that I'm going to be using is actually my founding father in the U.S., and his name is Lieutenant William French, and he settled in Billerica, Massachusetts. And so we're going to use him as the person that we're going to be following through our family tree. And I'm just going to show you, if I may, this is actually his certificate that I've proven that he is my founder through the Founders and Patriots Society. And so this is providing all the documentation to show the lineage and the different generational proofs to prove that I'm related to this William French, who settled in Cambridge, who first came to Cambridge and then settled in Billerica, Massachusetts. I would also suggest that you look at joining different DNA projects, and so that is something that I've done as well. So this is the French surname, and this is the Y-DNA testing. Now, what's interesting about the Y-DNA testing is that it remains constant throughout the male line. So your surname, if you're a male, you should be able to go back hundreds and hundreds of years and find matches. And so I did this several months ago, and I received the results lately that were posted to the family tree here at Family Tree DNA. So again, the Y chromosome DNA testing will tell which French group you're a member of, okay? And so here is group 6. In group 6, right here, is people who have proven their lineage to William French of Billerica, Massachusetts. And actually, here is my kit number. And so I matched all these people DNA, and you can see all these sequences of DNA, and they all are within, let's say, one sequence. So there is occasionally a mutation going through all the different generations, but you can see all these folks pretty close match. I mean, we're talking, all these data points, and there's, the combinations are enormous. But you can see here is my test right here, which is William French, Billerica to Lincolnville, Maine, and here is my DNA sequence. And you can see it matches all these other guys nearly perfectly. So there could be, again, one variation in DNA is still a match. But this is proven, this is science, and so it's as good as it gets. It would hold up in a court of law. And we also have some brothers of William that are listed here. So Jacob is actually his brother, and so we have the same blood and the same Y DNA markers. So that we have it established that it's proven that I'm related to William French of Billerica here. So let's have some fun and see who is related to William French of Billerica, Massachusetts. So we're going to go to the ancestry, and we're going to drill down into the different descendants of William. And his second wife was Mary Stearns. And so you can see that it goes from William French, and then he had a daughter named Hannah, who married a child, and then Hannah child, married a Fay, and so we take the Fay line down. Here is a very important line, the Prescott family. Might start to sound familiar. And then we go down to Samuel Fay here, Concord, Mass. We'll drill down a little bit lower. Samuel Fay again. And then we run into the Bush line out of the Fay line. And so James Bush. And let's get into the Bush line. And we'll pull that down. And you can see Shelton family starting to appear. And we could go to maybe the Bush family archive here. And so this is an archive about George H.W. Bush genealogy. And what you see is the Sheldon line, Flora Sheldon, right? Okay. So you can see where we tap in here, Flora, and then George S.W. Bush, and George W. Bush. Okay? So what it turns out to be is that the Bushes are actually in our family tree, or they're in the family we share the great-grandfather 9 times over, and that grandfather is William French of Billerica, Massachusetts. Okay, so again, George Bushes, both senior and junior here, or I guess they're not juniors, but the Bushes tap into our family tree. Fay, remember, Fay. Go up higher, we'll hit child, right? We'll hit child. And then we're back to William here, okay? Now, another way we can kind of confirm that is actually going to the Bush family chart here. And so this is all the family lines of the Bush family that different genealogists have done. And so I use the old handy search here, which is Control F on your keyboard, and I searched all the different entries, and here are all the Frenches that are in the family tree of the Bush family. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go through the different Frenches. So here's Mary French. Here's Elizabeth French. John French. Go up one. William French of Billerica, Mass. Okay? So this name kind of looks familiar, right? That's the one we showed on our certificate, and then we also showed on the Y-DNA. And we'll just scroll up a little bit to see how the Bushes are related to William French. And what it says, so you can see there's a lot of grandparents of the Bushes, right? So the ninth great-grandparents, one of the ninth great-grandparents is William French. So what's cool is you could be related to a president, or a president can kind of be related to you. In any event, we kind of share blood, right? Because this is a vertical line just going from a grandchild. And so we tap into the Bush bloodline, or they actually tap into our bloodline. So you watch the video of all those people that are Bush is related to through cousin relationships. And guess what? We're related to all those cousin relationships too, because we're related to the Bush family, and I just showed you how. So I suggest when you go through your ancestry lines, you remember to kind of go up and down the tree and also search some famous people, because you'll find lots of famous people if your family came to the United States, relatively early, and you pretty much have lines going back into the the 18th and 17th century. So a lot of genealogists kind of remark that everybody who kind of came early to the U.S., everybody's related and interrelated, because you can see how many children there are. Okay, so this William French had a bunch of children, and we just went through one vertical descent to find the Bush family. And so all these other children have some interesting folks too. I know the Stearns family does, and just is fascinating to go up and down your family tree and finding interesting people, interesting historical people. This is Brian French, and this has been a review of Ancestry.com and searching and finding presidents and finding if you're related to a president or if a president is related to you. Thank you and have a great day.